Welcome loves to my YouTube channel. My name is VassaOlga. In today's video, we're going to be reviewing, testing two different products, but they're not super different. They're both contours, but the one from Sephora is powder. The second one is l.a.girl. This is liquid contour. If you're interested and you want to see the comparison, stay tuned. I'm going to put them under the test. I want to try some new products. I purchased them about 2 months ago, maybe in December. I got them in the mail in January, and it's February. I'm like, okay, let me get to the products. I was always a bronzer girl. Under the powders, I'm going with cream products, a little bit of bronzer, and then on top, I always go with this Sculptor or Contour. This is cool tone colors, and I love this combination because it's not giving me too much warmth, and it's not adding additional orangeness to my foundation, not as much as if you use bronzer as powder and just cream bronzer. It's just too warm in my opinion. So that is the main reason why I'm kind of like working together, mixing together both of these products. But I want to test today not only the l.a.girl Contour and the Contour Wand. I want to give a try to a new Sephora Contour. This is shade 01. This is, I guess, the fairest. Okay, so we get 15 milliliters for the bronzer. This is basically not a bronzer. This is a concealer, but I use it as a bronzer because I'm super fair. And this has only 8 grams. And I've been using this quite a lot. So 15 grams is actually a lot. But let me unpack and show you real quick what we have. So for my left side, I'm going to be using only contours. For the right side, I'm going to use a little bit this bronzer, and on top go with the Sephora powder. And I want to see, is it going to look weird if I use only contours? How is it blending? You get this really cute kind of sponge as an applicator. 50 milliliters is very generous. It's made in China, which is basically all of the l.a.girl products, at least to my knowledge. Then it's designed in USA, 6 months. When you open the product, you can use it, but I've been using mine way longer than 6 months, and I'm pretty much a great. It's Beach Babe. Beach as B-E-A-C-H. Okay, I'm gonna push a little bit. Okay, and we get some product. You don't really need to press really hard. If I'm mistaken, this is the softest color, or at least the one that I could find from their website. For my forehead, I want to use just straight a dot or so. Let me press a little bit more. I would say it's quite liquid. It blends really well. You don't really have any dots, but it doesn't give you a lot of the product. So you can be, I guess, more or less generous. It's not going to stain heavily. So 3 dots. Might be okay. It's actually blending really well. This is a direct application. You don't see a lot of this contour, but you do get some of it. And now I want to try to do this on the back of my hand and then transfer. So I'm going to pat that amount of this product, get this on my brush. It's really liquidy, and try to transfer this with the brush. So I guess for both of these methods, it's working really nice. You can transfer directly and it blends really well. If we're going to compare this to a concealer, though this is a liquid concealer from l.a.girl, this is not super liquid. It's quite thick and it's giving you a lot of color, so it might not blend as smooth as this product. It feels like it's still giving a little bit of warmth, I would say. I'm gonna do probably 2.5 dots or like 3 dots of the product. No stains, no spots, no, I guess, weird streaks of the product. Now for my right side, I'm gonna go with a little bit of l.a.girl Pro Concealer. So I'm gonna pick on some product as always. Okay, now what I want to do is to get a little bit of this product on the sides of my nose. By the way, you can tell that with this tip, you can still create kind of like precise lines, more or less precise. And I want to try to blend this with my angle brush. You have to work more or less fast when it's staying for some period of time, but it's still quite liquidy. Let me show you guys. I used my beauty blender a little bit and we took some product off. It doesn't happen much when I'm working with the bronzer. I'm gonna real quick do my concealer with the powder, and I'll be back to show you the powdery products. Now I finally have my powders on, and it did actually tone down a little bit the contour and the bronzer. That is the main reason why I just have to keep this in mind. It doesn't have to be extremely bright. Okay, let's open my Sephora Contour palette. This is 01 Fair to Light Contour Powder made in France. I believe this is the main idea why it's that expensive, because, well, if you get some products made in China and some products from France, of course, this is going to be way more expensive than this product from China. Though, I'm going to tell you guys that if you find a great lab in China, if you're not going cheap with your ingredients, even Chinese brands are going to be very good. So it doesn't really have to do anything with location. Some products, like very expensive, made in France or in Italy, they might be very bad quality, or even in the United States. I remember the Celebgate with Jacqueline Hale. She used US Oxygen Lab, and it didn't really go well. That is the reason why it doesn't really matter where your lab is, depending on the ingredients and how good the lab is. Okay, so this is Sephora Contour. So this is the one that I use non-stop. I feel like they're almost identical. This one is a little bit like cool tone, more like cool tone, and has probably a little bit of olive undertone in my opinion. What do you think, guys? And this one is a little bit like maybe pink undertone. I don't even know, but like they are a little bit different. They're almost identical, but I feel like they're a little bit different in undertones. But okay, let me see. I will use the same brush that I went with for both of the sides. Let's pick this on. Well, it is powdery, but not as powdery as, I guess, this product. I'm gonna tap this a little bit and go straight. Oh, so we do get quite a lot of the color, though it's a fair color. Now let me try to blend this out. I believe you don't really need a lot of it. Okay. A little goes a long way. I feel like it might look a little bit patchy, but we're gonna fix everything with a fix and spray and go back with a blush. For now, it's just a little bit patchy in my opinion. What do we think, guys? So let me do same thing for my right side. I'm gonna pick on some product, tap this off, and go over my right side. When you use some bronzer underneath and then contour, it looks really nice. It's not super warm, but it's not super cool tone. It's just a really nice combination of colors. What do we think? Right side, left side. This is just like super cool tone. I want to try a little bit of my nose contour. I'm going to use the same angle brush, tap this off, and let's go over. Wow, that's a lot. I'm going to be honest, I don't get that much product with this color. It's kind of softer, and I have to dip into the palette. Okay, wow, I like it. I love that. Insane. Well, guys, I'm finally back with the results, and I'm gonna tell you, I haven't noticed a huge difference. I feel like maybe this side is a little bit less bright and a little bit more subtle, so you can vividly see the blush. You can see a little bit of contour underneath, but overall, it's almost identical. This one is a little bit brighter, in my opinion. You don't see a lot of bronzer, you don't see a lot of warmth, but there is a little bit of warmth coming through. Here, you don't really get much. I'm going to tell you that you can do both. You can use only contours, you can use vice versa, bronzers only, or maybe a little bit of both, contour and bronzer, depending on, guys, whatever you prefer. So this is it. I love the product. I actually am surprised with the quality of their bronzer. I feel like the formula is very beautiful. It's liquid, it's well blended, and I like it. I guess the reason why they used 15 milliliters instead of 8 milliliters in their concealers, as they usually do, is because this one gets a bit more blended and you need a little bit more product than a concealer. And that is the main reason why I think they added more product. As for Sephora, it does get some powder off, but at the same time, it's not super powdery. I love that it's given a lot of contour. You can tell I have like a very thin nose. I didn't use too much product. That is the main reason why I think if you need this not even darkness, but if you need pigment, something that's going to show on your skin really fast, I would definitely recommend Sephora Contour, though you don't really get a lot of the product. It's only 3.5 grams or 0.12 Oz. Well, it doesn't really say how long you can use it. It's totally matte, but I guess you just can use it. So I don't know. It doesn't expire, I guess. I hope you enjoyed today's small review, and I'm going to see you in my next one. Bye-bye.